It's a short presentation I'll be sharing with you, but as we started with a diplomatic engagement and then hearing Mr. Bhargava about the philosophical, but not more philosophical, but more what government is doing to as a support to make this concept of whether it is Internet of Things or Internet of Everything, to make it a reality in India. So there is a strong support from the government of India. And then we heard Dr. Ashok highlighting the importance of standard and the work which TSI is doing it excellently with the industry. So let me share the other side of it. I mean, now I represent a European Standards Organization in India, and I'm a local representative. So there is a strong support from European Union or from the European Standard Organization. Being a local attaché, work with the Indian side of the stakeholders who are working on important topics like smart city or machine to machine or Internet of Things. So this is within my allocated time of 15 minutes. Let me share with you where we stand when we talk about standards in the form of machine to machine or Internet of Things, with a little generic background. To begin with, I think when we talk about the next step in international evolution, we started way back with the human-to-human connect, when we connected through phones and SMS, and then we introduced the IP. With an IP on top of this human-to-human connect, it became an Internet of Contents. And then from Internet of Contents, where we connected through emails and information and entertainment, we then went to the next stage of evolution, which became Internet of Services. And the services came in the form of e-productivity, e-commerce, and then on top of it, then we connected the people. When we talk about Internet of People, we connected them through Skype, Facebook. These new applications came on board. And now we're talking about Internet of Things. Now, Internet of Things, which means a key element of that is machine to machine. And now we are connecting the various different industries with the evolution of this ICT to have that connect. So Internet of Things is in place now. I think it is not a concept. It's a reality that it is happening, and it's been getting rolled out. So in a nutshell, if you read the statement downstairs, the Internet gave us the opportunity to connect in ways we could have never dreamed possible. But now the Internet of Things will take us beyond connections to become a part of our living, moving, and the global nervous system. I think this is what the evolution has taken place, and now I think Dr. Ashok touched upon that probably next year we will talk about Internet of Everything. I mean, now everything will be connected, which Cisco has coined, and they're talking about it's a $19 trillion worth of opportunity waiting in terms of economic revenue when you talk about Internet of Everything. So when everything is there. When you talk about applications, as I said, there are diverse applications. The unlimited possibilities exist, and these are the key verticals. When you talk about home and consumer, you do talk about smart energy, smart lighting, security, and now there is a new thing which called smart appliances. So every electronics in your house will be connected. So this is a part of the home vertical. We talk it from a consumer point of view. Then you have a transport. When you talk about transport, you talk about intelligent transport system. And within that intelligent transport system, you try to modernize and connect, whether it is driver safety, whether it is tracking that logistics, supplies, parking, smart parking. So these different applications will become under the vertical of transport, and we will treat it as a mobility in terms of transport. Then you have health. When you say health, it is e-health. It could be citizens' well-being, it could be patient care, elderly monitoring, remote diagnostics. So various possibilities will come under the vertical of health. And then you have a smart buildings, which means you are modernizing infrastructure in the form of smart energy, smart buildings, HVACs. So various possibilities will become a part of infrastructure. Then you talk about smart cities, where you try to integrate these different possibilities and club them together and stitch them together, and they become an umbrella of a smart city. So possibilities are unlimited. The biggest problem we have when we talk about machine to machine, or we talk about Internet of Things or everything, it's still a fragmented system. A lot of efforts has done, a lot have come on board under the umbrella of 1M, 2M, but then still it's a very fragmented system. I mean, there are various initiatives have taken place. Some work is happening at the ITU level, some work is happening at the IEEE level. Even IEC and ISO has a joint technical committee. They're also focusing on it. But the good part is they are connected with each other. They wrote the release in a statement or through MOU, so they're exchanging. So one m2m is working very closely with them, but it's a difficult ecosystem. We still have associations, we still have roadmaps which are not harmonized. And this is where the one m2m is trying to build a complete entire ecosystem under one umbrella. So challenges are there. With that, I mean, I think let me share with you what ITSI, the European Telecommunication Standard Institute, has done, or what they're continuing when you talk about machine-to-machine or Internet of Everything, and then one m2m, what they have done. So let me give you just a snapshot of it, where we stand today. So m2m is nothing new. I mean, I think the applications and solutions exist since 2008. So ITSI Technical Committee on Machine-to-Machine was established in 2008, and first set of specification was released in the mid of 2011. But then it was realized that this particular subject or activity is not for one market. This is for the global market, and that is where they worked and they established this one m2m partnership project, where we had a global standard development organization came together. So all the work which was done in ITSI was given to the machine-to-machine so that they could develop something for the world. And whatever work was done in ITSI was given to them. But then ITSI doesn't stop here, because ITSI has to work for the European market. So they said, let's not have a confusion between the m2m. So they renamed their technical committee calling Smart m2m. So they need to continue working for the European market, because Europe, we have a regulations, they have the requirement. So they'll continue working on it. But more, they will work very closely with the one m2m. And if necessary, adapt those one m2m for the European market also. And when you talk about smart m2m, they have realized that it's not only machine-to-machine, you have to also talk about smart city. So smart city, they have put it under the umbrella of smart m2m. You have e-health, you have smart appliances, and they have also smart band, which is body area network. When you talk about body area network, you do talk about health, wellness, sports. So everything is clubbed under this smart m2m. So just a quick snapshot of what they have done. So they have created technical reports, and on e-health, similarly on smart appliances, the work has progressed well with the European government called DG Connect. So some development has taken place. I will not cover it. If you need more details, we can discuss offline. But this is the work on e-health and SAP. Now, when you talk about smart city, I think again Dr. Ashok touched upon this, that it's not that this standard does not exist today. It's not that the work was not done. The work was done. Now it needs to be stitched together, to put together under one umbrella when we talk about smart cities. So we have the smart energies and smart meter, where the development was taking place in IEC. A lot of standards have been developed. But then when you talk about smart, you have linkages of ICT, communications, and which need to be stitched together. Similarly, you have intelligent transport system, where you are bringing another vertical of automotive and modernizing it and put it as part of the ICT. So there are various building blocks, starting from devices, from sensors, security you have to take care of it, the data privacy is another important. So various building blocks, and then on top of it you talk about green, environmental friendly. So smart city, we have various building blocks which we are plugging and parking, and then putting it under the one umbrella so that these applications could be worked on as one subject called smart cities. I mean, as I said, standards are nothing new, they were existing. If you can see the left side, these are the technical committees, these are the standards which were developed. Now it's a time to stitch them together. And once it is stitched under one umbrella, then it is ready to be rolled out. I mean, people know what indicators should be when you talk about smart city. Apart from this, the ISO TC268 is working to create the indicators of a smart city. I mean, what do you say? I mean, today, our cities are already smart. As Dr. Ashok said, we need to make them more smarter, or probably we need to club them. But then we need an indicator that, okay, fine, this is a smart city, this is where we are existing today, and this is where we want to achieve it in next couple of years. So that's what we should do it. I mean, building a greenfield city in India on a DMIC, for example, corridor could be easy, but that needs a high capex. Now, who will put a high capex on that city? They'll put it when a framework is established, standards are identified, the procurement philosophy is identified, so that is fine. But then when you try to translate a Delhi city into a smarter city, today it's already smart, then you talk about where we exist. When you see it from a building perspective, when you see it from an infrastructure point of view, when you see it from a utilities point of view, and then from the fiber or the technology point of view. So this is, every city will have a different dynamics, but then probably the standard which ISO is developing to define those indicators could help, apart from the technology. 1M2M, I think broadly it was covered by my previous speaker. It's a partnership project. It was established in July 2012. These 7 global SDOs from around the world came together and says, okay, fine, let's resolve the fragmentation of the work taken care of by these individual SDOs, and they work together to create a common service layer, a layer which would work for around the world. It will be a common service layer. And TSDSI India, as he said, application is there. It's done. It's almost done. So this is not a presentation which I have prepared. I've got it from 1M2M, and TSDSI is good to go as their partner one, which means the India will become one of the key stakeholder to contribute and work the India-specific requirement and get it integrated as part of the 1M2M. So in nutshell, but apart from these founding organizations, they also involve the consortia, the forums, the protocol bodies, and they all work together. Release 1 is ready, and they have announced this January 2015, and on this basis of this release, the manufacturers have already started manufacturing the commercial platform. In the last December, a lot of live demonstrations were given on this platform, and SK Telecom has already announced that they will go with this platform to go commercial. The target is, while it addresses the entire aspect of it, the target is this platform should have any applications like an iOS or an Android. You develop an application, put it on this platform, and then ready to use it. Any network, not only wireless, it could be wireline, it could be any technologies, this platform will support, and any device. So that's the ultimate aim of this 1M2M, for which a release 1 has been made public, ready for commercial use. So people will use it and start manufacturing the equipment. So this is what the ultimate aim of the 1M2M, to develop that layer so that the ecosystem is easy, it's open, people do innovations, develop applications, because you would need the applications which are city-specific, which are country-specific, so that innovation has to take place. And this is what I wanted to share with you in my allocated time, to just give you a download that I'm here locally. We are working very closely with TSDSI, with TEC, with Department of Telecom, with Department of Electronics and IT, including Bureau of Indian Standard, because we need to work together. Because some work is in IEC, for which the counterpart is BIS, some work is in ITU, Study Group 11 and 13, for which counterpart is Department of Telecom, and then TSDSI, which means 1M2M, ITSI. So we all need to work together and exchange updates so that it is harmonized and we bring a solution which can bring an economies of scale. I think in the beginning it was highlighted, this industry needs a high capex, but the return on investment is very minimal, very low, which means you would need an ecosystem which would make sure that the solution which we are building as part of the smart city or machine-to-machine or Internet of Everything is affordable. And that will only become affordable when we built it on a harmonized standards and we built on certain guidelines so that it has a higher takeoff. With that, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. We are happy to be a partner of it. Thank you.